Guys, so I am in my closet again. The lighting is best here again because I'm filming too late. It's like 5 o'clock. Nope, it's 6. I don't know what time it is, you guys. Anyways, so today I'm going to be filming a study tips video, and I just have like a sticky note of like all of my study tips and advice. And I am in college. I'm a freshman, and I'm studying neuroscience, and I'm actually going to do a video about my major and things like that because a lot of you guys wanted to. Just kind of wanted to film this for you guys since for me exams are coming up. They're kind of like throughout these next 3 weeks, so I don't know, I thought that I would film a video about study tips and maybe take some of my own study tips. These are kind of like study and homework tips, just so you guys know it's not only just like studying for tests and things like that. So number one is do the hardest homework first. That's what I like to do. I like to like write my essays first because honestly I hate writing essays like so much. So I'll like write my essays first. If I have like science homework, I'll do that first. If I have a project, I'll do that first, you know. And then like math homework for me is really easy, so I'll kind of like leave that last. Or me doing like the hardest things first always works better. I don't have to worry so much, and like all the other homework is just like easy and I don't really have to focus as much on it. Next thing is make study groups, but do it with people who you know care about school, because if you do it with your friends, or I mean your friends might care about school, but you guys probably have other better things to talk about than like math or different things like that. But study groups are definitely really helpful. I used to do them in high school as well. I did them with my friend all the time for math, and it really helped actually because what she did know I didn't know, and then we could just like teach each other and vice versa. So yeah, study groups are really good if you are with kids who actually like want to do well in school. You can do study groups with your friends. I know I did it with my friend actually, but just make sure that they care the same amount that you care about school, and that you guys kind of just like study and don't actually get off task. Next is take a break. So if you've been studying for like 2 hours, maybe an hour, depending on like your time span, like I don't know, depending on how you like can focus. I can honestly like stay for a while until I need a break, but if you need a break like every hour or maybe every 30 minutes, like a little 2-minute break or something like that, then definitely do that. Depending on like how you are and how your attention span is, just take a break every now and then. Next is space out your time. This is like ridiculously important. If you have like 4 tests in a week, you obviously cannot study for like the tests the day before, because you'll probably have like 2 tests on the same day and then it'll just get ridiculous. I definitely recommend studying like on weekends or maybe like a few weeks in advance. Like definitely space out your time and make sure you're not studying the night before, unless you just want to take the test and then forget the information. Next is maybe like listen to some music. I like to listen to classical music if I'm writing like papers or doing something like that. If I really like don't need to focus as much, like with math homework, I'll just be like singing to a song that I know, or just like any regular song. With math homework, I'm like okay with that, but if I need to focus and like I need to collect my thoughts, I'll just listen to like classical music. Or if you think that's really boring, like you don't want to listen to Beethoven or something, you can listen to like soundtracks. Like I really like the Holiday soundtrack or the Harry Potter soundtrack, you know, just music that doesn't have lyrics. Next is test yourself online. There's a lot of like online websites or different things you can do. I know for biology I would just like type in like what the subjects that I'm learning and just put like practice quiz at the end, and I'd find like a ton of different practice quiz. Even though it's not like gonna be the exact like questions and like things like that, you still like it kind of makes you like think about the questions and think about the subject. And if they're like completely just not like your subject at all and you can't find any practice quizzes, maybe like go through your book and they have like questions, like kind of review questions, and you can just quiz yourself like that. But just try to quiz yourself in any way possible. Definitely check online though. Just like type in your subject or your chapter or anything like that and just put like practice quiz, and I'm sure you can find like a ton. Next is do not study late at night. I used to like try to do this and it did not work. Like if you're really tired, if it's like 1 or 2 in the morning, you can't, like you're not going to be able to remember any of this information. So try not to study late at night. I think like past like 12 o'clock is probably like, do not do that. Probably like 9 or 10, it's like fine to study at night, but like I guess like early in the morning, really, do not study during those hours because you will probably not really remember because you're just really tired and you kind of just, you're trying to get all this information in for like the next day, but it's not gonna like stay in your mind. Next is take organized notes. So don't just like scribble randomly around the paper. Maybe like title your notes, have like little subsections under the title that kind of like generalizes the section of notes that you're doing. You know, try to keep them organized, use like highlighters and things like that, because if you're like trying to study and your notes are literally a chaotic mess, your mind is going to be like a chaotic mess while you're trying to study those. So, you know, try to keep your notes organized unless you like have a good system going down with everything just like hanging out about like everywhere and you can study those, then, you know, go for it. But like if you can't really focus while studying and it's kind of difficult for you, definitely try to have like organized notes. Next thing I actually learned in psychology, and that is use mnemonic devices, and that's kind of just like, I don't know, make like little songs in your head about things. Like today in chemistry, I'm taking chemistry 121, and our teacher was like, I don't know, it was like percent to mass, mass to mole, divide by small, multiply to whole. I don't know, it was just like, it kind of rhymed and now I remember it. So yeah, I don't know, just try to use different things like that. And then next thing is write your notes with your, like with a pencil and a paper. Try to write them, especially in college, because I know you can start using like laptops and bringing them in. I noticed it's a lot easier to retain the information when you're writing it than when you're just like typing it out, because when you're writing it you kind of have to use like abbreviations, or you kind of have to like remember it in your head before, like, because the teacher will like change the slides really quickly and then you will not have anything written down if you don't like kind of like try to memorize it while it's up there and then try to write it down. So just try to write your own notes with your hand and pencil and a pencil and a paper. Okay, so try to use a planner, you guys. This is so important. At the beginning of the month, I kind of like to go through and like write when everything's due, when I have exams. Like I already have like all my exam dates written out into my planner, just so I don't have to go back on the syllabus and like find them out. And in college especially, teachers don't really like remind you too much about your homework, and they don't really remind you about like tests and things like that. You kind of have to remember yourself, or else you're gonna forget, and then, you know, it's gonna be due and you're gonna be like, oh no, like what's happened? But yeah, just make sure to write everything in your planner. When you see it on the syllabus, write it down, or if your teacher tells you something, write it down like right away, because you will forget. And the last thing is, if your teacher doesn't give you like a study guide, write your own study guide. You know, use your notes, take like key points, just write down things you don't understand, maybe try to like study them. And that's what I did for biology last year. I really struggled for a few sections in biology, so I kind of like wrote my own notes. I went online, I looked at like diagrams of things, I looked at videos of like explanations of like photosynthesis and cellular respiration and like all these things. So I don't know, just try to make your own study guide, or if the teacher like gives you a study guide, then you are in luck. Use his study guide. Really do their study guides, because you are so lucky to get a study guide. I took it for granted in high school. I was like, oh, I hate study guides. I mean, I still did them, but I still hated them. But like now you don't even get study guides and you're kind of just like, I want to hit my head against the wall because I don't know what to study, because there's just so much to study. So if your teacher gives you study guides, use them, or you can just make up your own study guides if they don't. It takes a lot more time to make up your own study guides, but you actually kind of like study while you're making it, so that's really important. So those are my study tips for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found them helpful. Let me know how school is going for you guys if you've started. If not, you guys are really lucky, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys have probably started by now. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye guys.